Here we go. Good morning. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday of February 2025, Power Week, and we got a powerful day for you. So I'm going to kick us into gear so we can give you time for Dia's Day today. So I want to pick up where we left off yesterday as we were able to shine. Let me just do this really quick here. Sorry. We were able to give a big shine to Shafika Miles. And hang on, I'm going to grab a spotlight off Dia because it looks like she's talking and it looks a little creepy. Okay, let me remove that and see if it works. I'm not sure what happened. There we go. Okay, I love that. Okay, so anyway, we'll have Dia in just a hot minute, but this is Jackie G coming to y'all. So yesterday we got Spotlight Shafika out there in that fabulous Maryland area with Pat Clover's downline. So wonderful. Congratulations to our winner yesterday. All right, so I want to spotlight. I'm going to kick off today with a winner. So let me get my magic numbers game here going on. So here's what we saw posted yesterday. Please note, I know some of you were posting this morning. I got to tell you, I start very early in the morning. And so I take close of the day. So if you already posted today, God bless you, love you, but you'll see yourself tomorrow. So what did we have happening? I got to grab my paper here. What did we have happening? We had yesterday, Vicki Jacobs was sharing her gathering, which she was super excited about. She had a networking event. She scheduled a personal, got names and numbers from the activity director. So she's going to try to do a retirement facility presentation, which is great. Two people who couldn't come are coming to her March party. So similar to Jeannie yesterday, hosting your own party just again gets them to another event. And again, she ended up with four people, $343. You heard yesterday that Gina had the 1,200 because she had a larger number. But look at this, what's happening to the average orders for each person in person. So we're hearing this from Gina and from Vicki, up to $100 average per person. So who can you treat during this love month to love their skin, love their spa, love their fragrances, create a mini mall if you want to do it that way. So I love this. Thank you, Vicki. Her second post was she went to a Go Givers in the morning. Go Givers was the topic, sorry, at a networking event and mentorship program she goes to. So she talked about Jafra, about the company, and really just had some fun realizing, wow, I've got a great story about that. So again, get out there, talk, network. This is what the world is looking for is you. We've got Shafika Miles up there posted again. She will be invited as one of the heart survivors. If you haven't heard her story, it's emotionally beautiful and from the heart at the annual Open Heart Foundation next weekend, 10th anniversary. She's going to be a part of this entire program. So she's making new partnerships. She's a networking queen. Hopefully we can host her next month to tell you more. So we love that. And your guest today, so there's three. Now we've got Dia. Dia posted a couple different times. She did a biolab hand treatment with her inactive consultant, and she's also a masseuse. And she ended up ordering a couple of sets, one for her, one to use on her clients, and went home all in love with biolab using your samples, which is awesome. Next, we have Peggy Tatum. Dia did a second one, forgive me. Went to a business networking yesterday morning and made 5 new connections. Oh my gosh, we are following the recipe on 3 to 5 connections a day. I love it. Peggy Tatum was able to confirm at the senior center, Pat. I know you've talked about this for months as our
Yes.
guest, and she did it. So yay, Peggy. She's
Yes.
out there with Helen Wells, and she got a spot as a vendor at the Senior Center Women's Day program. So
Yes.
isn't that so cool? So isn't
That's
it fun when we
cool.
all inspire each other? That's why we love our community. Now
Yes.
sorry, I thought I had one more. Forgive me. So I want to say thank you to Vicki, Shafika, Peggy, and Dia. So when we look at that, we had a total of 6 posts yesterday. And again, God bless you all. We'll get you tomorrow. So I'm going to pull the magic number out. Here goes my random.org. And number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Number 5, and that puts us the way I have them numbered on my sheet. Sorry, I should just show you that. But the way I have it numbered is that puts us with Peggy Tatum. So congratulations, Peggy Tatum. So we are super proud of all of you. Again, keep posting in the WhatsApp. That's the critical piece to this, is making sure you're posting every day. And we'll come back at the very end if you want to share more once I'm done taking us through what we're doing and with our beautiful Dia today. So you know me, I'm never going to let you forget. You might get sick of me, but I'm not going to forget. This is the cards on the table. You want to be playing it right. So this is again, let me just grab my waiting room. Sorry, I could have made one of you guys my helpers. My bad. Let me just get to my lovely waiting room. Here we go. So don't forget, you are tracking. You're almost at, let's see, what are we at? Day 11 of the month. You want to be on track for Las Vegas with sales and sponsoring. Then it's Plum Pudding Day. Don't forget, if you want to post about Plum Sky or something fun, and how could you reach that sales goal with Plum Pudding Day. Then, of course, 4 days left to go. Today through Saturday, you've got the treat of the eyes. And of course, leaders, this is a big deal. How many do you have, QN Seed? How many in the recipe of 4 or 8 do you have for your Go for 10? And how you doing if you're moving up to DM1 March 1st or staying there so you can hit our 3-day, 2-night retreat in California? Okay, next, don't forget, what's today? This is a little crazy.
Huh?
I know you can get more twisted than I am, but today is Get a Different Name Day. Odd
I'm gonna
day.
have to get some
But
gas.
oh, Gina, can I have you mute? Thank you, sweetheart. So, today the 13th is Get a Different Name. So, you know what? Go invite people to put their own name on their own website. Maybe Betty Beauty, Carla Cosmetics, Jackie Jaffra. I'm just saying. And don't forget to get ready. Tomorrow is for the Love of Almond Day. So we're very excited about that. Make sure you've got your almond out for tomorrow. Don't miss today. Text your team. You got lots of time. We're less than 6 hours away, or a little over 6 hours away from our event. We're going to have a message from Linda from Spain. We've got a couple special guests, my favorite friends tonight, joining me. And bring your teams. This is all about great big things on the table this month so you can get a message to your team. So with all that, again, if you want to join our WhatsApp group, it's never too late. We do keep it open all the time for Power Week. If you need to sponsor and you don't know what to say, we've got it all done at this link for you to go sponsor and use our video, all done with Luce Miller and I. Well, my friends, that brings us to Dia Collins for the Love of Events and Networks. I'm going to go out to the audience. You don't need to be looking at a screen. I am super excited about this because Miss Dia goes out and about all the time. I don't think there's a week that she's not networking, doing a tabletop. She is rock star at making relationships in the community. She did so well at it, and I know she doesn't like to brag about herself, but I'm so proud. Her bestie, one of her besties, Nancy Dutzman, bragged about her and said that she was given the Ambassador Award within her local area, which is the ambassador of business and networking and all things, as she connects up with other businesses and is out in the community bringing people together. We couldn't be more proud of our fantastic leader and consultant out there from the East Coast. Please help me welcome Dia Collins.
Gee, thank
Yay,
you.
Dia.
Wow. Woohoo. Well, I'm glad to be here today. I love sharing all about my tabletops. I love getting out there because I love meeting people. And that's why I kind of started doing that. I mean, I wasn't getting much business except from reorder people. So I said, well, I have to take control. So I need to get out there and do it myself. So my goal is to just make Jaffa very visible. For some reason, it's not very popular in this area anymore, and people still say, "What's Jafra?" Or my grandmother used to use it. That's usually the two lines I get. So anyway, so how to get tabletops? Where do you go to find people that will allow you to do that? So some of the places that you can go to, and some of them I have, are your bank, your local bank, where you do, where you put your money, your salons that you frequent, any gyms that maybe you belong to, small boutiques, bridal shops. Um, so you can, what do you say when you walk in there? Well, you can take whatever theme of the month is going on. So, like, just for an example, so because it's American Heart Month, you could walk into a gym, whether you belong to it or not, and ask them what they're doing for American Heart Month. And they'll probably say nothing. So you can say, well, I've got something that I would love to offer your members. And so it could be anything from setting up a little tabletop to do pampering, hand treatments, or focus on the importance of self-care to relieve stress so that your heart is, friendly to your heart, that kind of thing. So it just gives you something to say when you walk into a place. As far as networking groups, there are various ones that I have. Well, I say, well, there's two. There's various ones that you can join, but I belong to the Alignable Alliance of Hartford. So, Alignable Alliance is a national networking group, and most of it is done online. So you can find a networking group anywhere in the country. It doesn't have to be in your area, but I wanted to go to one that was local, and I happened to find something in my email one day, just popped in there. You're invited to an event, and it was only like a half hour away. And it's probably one of the few in-person events that I'm aware of in the Alignable Alliance. And so that's one group. Anywhere we meet once a month, and it's about 4 to 20 people show up. You just never know, and it just gives you a chance to learn about other businesses and get to know people. And it's not really to get new clients. The same thing with the chamber. When I go to the networking events at the chamber, it's not necessarily to get a new client, although to me that's like icing on the cake. It's to make connections with people and find out if they have any need for your business. So, like, I offer client and staff appreciation events. So, if it's that kind of business where they have a lot, even if it's a small office, I can offer to go in there and do a hand treatment or set up a table at a lunchtime. The other thing I've done is connected with people who put on events. So I actually have a longstanding relationship now with Health Tracks, which is a corporate gym on the East Coast. And they have corporate accounts like school systems and insurance companies, and they put on healthcare fairs, I guess you would call them. And so I go there and I set up a table, and they don't charge, which is nice. They just ask for a raffle gift. So if you can check into things like that, you can actually go into a corporate gym and ask to talk to their salesperson and ask them if they put on events and if you could be a part of it and if there's something that you can add. So I still have bridal shops on the list. Did that in the past and forgot all about it. Now I'm going to get back into that. So that's where you go. The chambers, they are all over the country, but every state has a different flavor to it. The chamber that I belong to is a four-town chamber in Connecticut, and they have open networking. Not all chambers offer open networking, which means you can go for free. And then if you want to join, you can, which I eventually did. But some chambers will allow someone to bring a guest. So if you know someone who belongs to a chamber, you can go as a guest just to get a flavor of how it works. There's also something called BNI, which is Business Networkers International. That one costs a lot of money, so it's not for me. But a lot of realtors belong to that. So maybe you can get invited as a guest to go to one of their meetings and connect with people that way. So anyway, those are the places to go. You'll never know what you're going to see, who you're going to see, who you're going to meet. It varies from time to time. It could be a really slow day, or someday it could be really fast. You just have to be there and be ready. So what do you say when you're at your table? How do you talk to people? I've done things where people are walking by, and as long as it's not a horde of people, like at the college, there's too many kids to start shouting out to them as they're walking to class. But like at the credit union, I'm one or two people walk by, and I might say something like, have you ever thought of starting a business? what attracts you most about cosmetics? Is it the fragrance or is it the spa and body care? And sometimes you can strike up a conversation. Some people get nervous. They think they have to buy something if they talk to you. So usually when I'm in certain places where I'm not allowed to sell, I'll say something like, I'm not selling today. I'm just sharing information. So then they come over to the table because they don't feel threatened that they have to buy anything. Um, anyway, so that's what I say basically. Sometimes people, I think it's important when you set up your table too, is to have a place for lead slips, people, a little clipboard that people can just write their name down if they want more information. A little bit of product from each department. You don't want it to look crazy, but one or two products from each department because you never know if people are going to be attracted to fragrance or skincare or whatever. At the college, I'm usually not talking about skincare. Yesterday or Monday was like kind of a really surprise for me when a girl came up to me and said, I need a facial cleanser. What do you have? And I don't really sell skincare at these things. I have fragrance, little mini fragrances and things like that. But so we talked for a while and did a little consultation, just talking to her, and she ended up, I think I told you she ordered the Clear Smart set. So that was exciting. But if I didn't have a product that looked like skincare, she wouldn't talk to me. But a lot of the college kids are interested in fragrances. And I'll have to tell you, I never really sold fragrances before because a lot of the people that I knew in my circle, my clients, had allergies or they just weren't into it for whatever reason. But now that I'm getting out in the community, I'm running into everybody loves fragrances. It's like crazy. And a lot of them are just gravitate to that section of the table. So that's a lot of fun. And I'm learning a lot about fragrances and how to present them. And I'm learning about how ours smell. So that's all training for me, on the job training, I guess you would call it. And I'm doing for myself. Um, you want to have a QR code handy so that people can go to your website immediately. They could analyze their skin if they have time for that. They could order products. And of course, you want your website handy if they want to type it in, if they don't know how to do QR codes. It happens sometimes. You also want to have a spot on your table that says something about the opportunity. I've had that happen. There was a time where I wouldn't do that. I was ready to talk about it, but I didn't really have anything. So now I always have like the kid of the month there and something about starting your business for $25. And a couple of times I had people gravitate toward that and they ended up joining Jafra. If I didn't have that there, I probably would have forgotten to talk about it and they wouldn't have asked. So it's important to have a little bit of everything, but not too much. You want to have space in between things so they can focus. And a good thing to use is those tiered risers on your table so that you can actually put more on your table without making it look cluttered. I know sometimes our goals, our focus changes with our goals. Like maybe this month we want to focus more on, sponsoring people into the company. So you want to make sure you do have that signage that says that. And I think what I'm going to stress is no inventory required because it sounds like that's a big thing out there where some people are worried that they're going to have to do that. So if I have time later, I'll tell you about a quick little story that made me realize that. So that's kind of how I have it. I have lead slips, products, hand creams that they can purchase if they want, if I'm allowed to sell, my QR codes, things like that. And then how to follow up with people. So when they give me their information on my lead slip, I do have a conversation with them. Some people are in a real rush, so you don't really have a chance. But I try to get some information from them, like what area are you more interested in? What's a good time to talk to you? Are you more interested in trying the products alone or with friends? And so after I get that, and I try to get something personal from them if I can, like maybe I'll know that they have teenage kids or someone's getting married in the family, just so I have something else to comment to them about when I do talk to them. So what I do within 48 hours, usually sooner than that, is I send them a thank you text for stopping at my table and taking the time to ask about Jafra and find out and let them know that I will be contacting them by phone the next day. And then I do make that phone call. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Some people are funny. They give you the information, then I don't know where they go, but they just go. But my goal is to get a coffee date or something short and easy and not overwhelming for them, because you never know what's going on in their life. So if I can just have a coffee date with them and maybe bring a couple products they can try in the back of their hand, and we can go from there, because then you have their full attention. You're treating them to coffee, and you're not feeling rushed at the table to talk to them about everything you know about Jaffer in 30 seconds or less. You'll get mixed results every time. You never know who you're going to see. You go home and you say, what did I do wrong today that nobody wanted to talk to me? Or what did I do right today? And it really, I don't think there's anything. You don't have control over who's going to walk by your table on any particular day. And you don't know what's going on in their life. So one time they might be full of questions and excitement, and other times they've got so much going on, they're just not interested. So it's really not you. You just have to get out there and keep doing what you're doing. Um, I think what you have to do is focus on what went right, not what went wrong, because it's easy to fall into that. Oh gosh, that was stupid. I shouldn't have said that. Or she was interested and I scared her away, or whatever. Doesn't matter. You focus on all the things that went right that day, write them down, keep looking at them, and kind of keep a little tracking system of, like, at this place, I got this many leads or sales, potential clients. So over the course of, well, last couple of years, I've been doing this a lot. Sponsored 3 people that walked by my table at the credit union. I got a connection with 2 people who have ongoing events going, and I'm a part of, which is nice. And I've discovered that even if the table is slow, like Jackie said earlier, talk to some other the other vendors. So earlier, it was last month, I talked to the Y in the area and asked them if they put on events, and they said they do a farmers market in the spring and the summer, and there's no charge. So I'm on her email list to maybe set up a table at her farmers market. So you just don't know. You got to keep your eyes open and your ears open, and just be willing to step forward and ask questions and ask for permission.
Well, we have all sorts of great comments in the chat saying, bravo, great tips. But I want to come back to the audience. You have Dia live because I know she's a rock star. Is there any questions you have of Dia?
Dia, first I want to say your skin looks magnificent.
It's got to be the camera. I mean, I'm not saying my skin doesn't look good.
I mean, it looks flawless, flawless. It really does. It really looks pretty.
It's a combination of BioLab and Defy. That's my secret.
Okay. I find a tabletop a little overwhelming as far as all the products and what to put where. That almost makes my head hurt just thinking about it. So when you initially started all this, I used to do tabletops a long time ago, but how did you get over the initial, oh, I forgot this, or where should I put that? And, the organization of it.
Mhm.
How do you do
Well,
that?
if you've seen some of my pictures, some people would think it's totally cluttered. It depends. And I take pictures and I look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look so good. But you should just take 1 or 2 products from each department that excite you. Serums are always popular these days. You don't have to have all the formulas. Just like you could bring 1 cleanser from one formula, a serum from another formula. It doesn't really matter. Just so it represents what we have in our product line. And I tell people we have over 800 products, so I can't bring everything with me. And I don't sell makeup. Might have an eyeshadow palette there, but I don't generally sell makeup or skincare because there's a little more involved with it. But body care, like if we have a sale on the like hand creams, little hand creams, I'll bring them, or the big ones. I have a few of them out there, and the mini fragrances. Once I run out of those, I'm in trouble. But but that's what I would do. Just bring a couple from each department, keep them in the bags. You don't need to put everything on the table. You can have extra with you. I don't put everything out. I have it in my bag. And that way, if someone asks about it, I have it. And right now, I'm healthy enough to bring everything. Well, not everything, but it looks like I'm bringing everything with me. But I always, like, time I didn't have the handset with me, and one lady wanted to buy a hand care set. And I'm like, geez, the one time I leave that home to save space, I lost out, but whatever. That's what I would
Excellent. Thank you so much. Great idea.
Awesome. Thank you for the question. Anybody else with a question before we go to our close? Well, let's hear it for Dia. Woo! Fantastic training today. We so
Excellent.
appreciate you. Now we know why you are Miss Ambassador. You
do.
said if you had time to share a story, you would. Do you want to end with your story?
Oh, yes. So I was at the gym, set up a little table, and it was a really small table. It wasn't like I had all this inventory there by any means. And this woman came over that apparently worked for the Department of Labor, but I didn't know that. And she came over to me and she says, "If you need help, you can call me." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was trying to get my Wi-Fi up on my computer, and she said, "Well, if you need help, like if you're losing your home or whatever." And I'm still staring at her, going like, "What are you talking?" I'm not saying that out loud. I'm like, "What is she talking about?" I was all excited. I thought she wanted to learn more about Jafra. And I guess the short story is she works for the Department of Labor, and there are people in direct sales that are encouraged highly to buy products. And then I don't know, they're losing their homes, she said. I don't know what they're losing, but I said, "Well, it's not that way in Jaffa." I said, "I've been doing this for, almost 46 years. So I don't think I would have stuck with it if that was the problem." And her mouth dropped open. She's like, "With the same company?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Okay, well, I'm glad it's working for you." And that was it. I was like, "What?" So
Oh,
yeah. And
yes.
earlier, someone was saying about inventory. It was Gina or something talking about
Mhm.
inventory. And I think I need to focus on that because I don't realize how that is something in the back of people's minds.
Yeah. I had no idea it was that bad for her to come up and say that to you.
I know.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, and it's some of those companies have been taken away, just so you know, because that's why even to say you have to buy a product pack with a kit, we can as a company encourage inventory in any way. The FTC has really gotten involved because so many people
Mm.
were in other companies where everything was inventory based, and you can't do that. That's falsifying sales, that's falsifying results. And so company data is not true, like the number of people that achieve this or that. So, no, it's really, sometimes it's so funny, all the little things we don't have to do and
Mhm.
we do have for free are phenomenal. And if you do chat GPT, I got to tell you, I was getting ready for the meeting in Michigan and they had requested a little bit of competition in direct sales today. I just go to chat GPT. So I'm in chat GPT and I'm like, tell me, what are the top companies' commission plan? Tell me what are blah, 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 blah. I did everything about direct sales. You guys, it's mind blowing. Like, ours is so simple. It's so funny. One of Mona's consultants last night literally looked at us and said, "Why wouldn't everybody join Jafra? I don't understand. Why would they be a client?" And we were both like, because she was sponsoring her first person on her phone last night at our meeting. And she's a Lyft driver. And she met this lady driving Lyft. And she's like, got a solution for her. And she looked over and she goes, "Why would anybody be a client? Why do we have to have a client and a consultant website at Jafra.com?" And it was so like
Mm.
that, right? I'm like, because not everybody does want to be an insider or a consultant, so it's okay, but oh my God, it's so funny. So sometimes right in front of us are opportunities to maybe spin how we say it. So I love that story. So I thank you all for joining. Go ahead, Pat.
I just want to say real quick, what sets us aside as well is that you hear a lot of times that people in direct sales, they think that we're in a pyramid, and that Jaffa is definitely not a pyramid because um, we can move and grow and pass beyond the persons that brought us in. So it's no pushing somebody else up the ladder, and that's where a pyramid is. We can't get to the top unless the person who brought us in get to the top, and we have to buy product to stay in the company. So that really makes us different. And I get that question a lot of time.
And
Yeah.
remember this, we're part of Direct Selling Association. You can't be a pyramid. And by the way, of
Cool.
68 years old, if we were a pyramid, we'd be closed. So we do have Direct Selling Association, Federal Trade Commission that controls no pyramids out there. But what it is that you're both saying so well is that remember that we have the opportunity for people to take a look at it because a lot of those misnomers have been gone for a long time, but we have to overcome them because in their head, what you're both saying is true. That's what they're stuck on. I don't care if it's from the 80s, 90s, or 10 years ago. That's what they think about when we say direct sales. Doesn't mean it's necessarily true today, but alleviating that is such a good opportunity. So, Rochelle, we're also looking forward to being able to see what you end up with Canva. So keep on sharing. I loved what you were starting. So anyway, we've got to take off for the day. I'll see y'all back here at 4 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Mountain, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern for an Empower Hour for the Nation for the month. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much, Dia Collins.
Bye.
You're
Bye,
welcome.
everyone.
Great
Thank you
job,
so much.
dear.
Bye,
Thanks.
everyone. Thanks, Dia.
Bye.